Good morning, guys. It's Chris from thedaxtrader.co.uk and it's Monday. And we're going to take a look at the technical analysis for today. I didn't do a video or an article on Friday because it was my dad's birthday and I wasn't working. Alright, so I hope you had a good weekend. Let's jump straight into this and we're going to take a look at the daily chart first of all, as we always do. And we've got here the fork line set that still dominates. And I've noticed that on Thursday and Friday we have managed to find some respite or bounce, if you like, from this median line, this upsloping fork line set. We also pierced the 12,053 high on Friday and this morning, although this morning we seem to have actually caught a bit of a bid, you could perhaps say, and we're looking at maybe finding some sort of retracement from the break above 12,000 that we had on Friday. So we're going to have a look and see if maybe we can spot some pullback zones. But before we do that, the real question to ask is whether or not we're going to find this completion from the C point of this fork, which got through the median line and bounced from the median line. Does Alan Andrews' rule hold true here, which would be, if you like, a completion of this move, and to tag the upper median line parallel at some point, whether it's going to be now or this kind of area at 12.3, or whether it's going to be later down towards that sort of 12.5. So interesting question. We'll find out more as the days roll by. But if we take a look at the hourly chart here, this paints a bullish picture, and there is this low volume zone here that's below the 11,866 low. So that's still an area that we could dig into if price manages to break below these upsloping black low to low trend lines that you'll find here. But I've drawn an ACR line set here, okay, which is action center reaction, and this center line is of interest to me. Certainly if we manage to continue this completion through, and if you like, we've got this AB equals CD pattern. If that's your AB, then this might well be the CD, or the D might actually now be close to this sort of level over here. So if we find some kind of support on a pullback, then maybe that could be a move to look for. And if we do get a pullback, then a retest of one of these three lines could be interesting. They're going to meet in this sort of zone here, and it wouldn't be unusual to see a pullback to that level if it happens. And if we take a look at the profiles, that pullback zone that I've just highlighted on the hourly chart would be probably somewhere in this zone here. And you'll notice that again on this composite profile there is a low volume area. So if we manage to break below this current or point of control actually from Friday, we'll look at that in more detail in a minute, and then we manage to maybe break through the value area low from Friday, which is very close to the high of Thursday, then finding some support around here, which would have been close to the point of control of Thursday, could be a nice spot to maybe take some profits. Excuse me. So these are the levels on futures. If we just take a quick look at the levels for the CFD, then it would be this. And that point of control that we were talking about down here is somewhere in the 950 zone for CFD. Alright. Okay, and one other thing I was just going to take a look at was how the range was distributed on Friday. We've got double distribution day based on the TPO, but you can notice on the volume profile, which is behind, it's pretty much a P-shaped profile. So we just split that up and just take a look at it. You'll see how on the overnight session there was not a lot of volume that was traded. So whilst time-wise we spent a lot of time trading there wasn't that much volume in that time. Bit of a single print low down here is interesting as well. And then as the volume started to come in, we managed to actually trade in a pretty small range for the majority of the session, between 995 and the high at 12.60. So a 65-point range for the majority of the volume session, and the value area was really only within sort of maybe a 20-30 point range. Pretty small. But when you combine all of those individual prints together, then that's the TPO profile that we get. And this low volume area looks interesting to go and dig into. So we'll see whether it happens or not. Okay, let's go and take a look at the DTI strategy for today. So FTSE started its life off in a bullish bias and then flipped to sell mode. There was a valid sell signal here, although it was a deviation warning candle for me, which is where price closes below the deviation low, which is 2 standard deviations below VWAP normally. And it continued to stay into sell mode, and at this stage now we've actually just broken back above VWAP on FTSE, so you'd be out of those trades. And as for the DAX, it's just remained in sell mode for the majority, or for all of the trading session. And there was a signal here that was valid, would have been stopped out. Another valid signal here, and also here. So I don't really need to go into much detail here, but the premium channel guys are aware. Alright guys, so that is that. Also, just to be aware that the website has had a bit of a facelift, so go and check that out, thedaxtrader.co.uk. If you want information on membership or signals, then you can find the new pages there. If you want to understand who I am and a little bit more about me, then there's a page there for that. But check the website out. Be sure to visit it every day to check out the articles. But more importantly, if you like what we're doing here, share the content around. Come and like us on YouTube and follow our social media and share the articles around. And it would be good to get your feedback on the kind of things you want to see in those articles and in these videos. Okay guys, have a good trading day. We'll be back again tomorrow. Until then, take care.